And we're back. Alright. Let's get to finishing up Ambrose. I feel like we're pretty close. I feel like we can definitely go with like a neat, like fleshy tone for the wings. I think we'll do that today. We'll add all the little drops of blood because he's a messy eater, and then we'll do the gem. Maybe a little more cleanup. Because we got things like this gold bit. Ease it in because we're about to paint anyway. Yeah. See, we got a few things we gotta clean up, and then maybe add a little extra detail to this little back part. And then we still have the this little trim right here that we still need to goldify. So yeah, we'll do that. And that'll be it for today. We might actually be able to get to oh no, I still need to do his fur and make it all detailed. Otherwise he just looks bald. I don't think Ambrose is bald. Okay, let's get started. What do I want to do first? Oh, I should probably add some shadow to the cuffs. A little bit more shadow. Alright. Yeah, because now we want to give that extra depth. Oh, sounds like UPS might be here. I gotta mute my microphone because my doggy gonna go crazy. Okay, we're back. Dogs are done being insane. But yeah, so we're getting those like little light shadows in for now. And while that dries a little bit, we can actually start applying, well, since this is probably already dry too, because, you know, not a whole lot of paint, we can actually start coloring in the deeper recesses. And then we'll have like nice little blends here too. But for like the upper parts, yeah, we definitely don't want to have it like too dark. Yeah, there we go. See? We just get the bottom edges and like just a teeny amount on top. There we go. Like it really makes it stand out, which I think looks really good. Since this is the back, we can probably do like, you know, a little more because there's less light. I mean, the light is still bouncing off and reflecting, but I mean, we'll hit it with a nice little blend as well. Make it look good. Because, yeah, even though it's behind him, you know, there's still that diffuse light. And having him be in a cemetery at night, you know, still probably good chance that we'll get a bit of moonlight going on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna clean up the this little gray bit that I have right now. Just like kind of smooth it out. I kind of messed it up. Might be a little hard to see on camera though. But it is looking a little not good. But the nice thing is the way that I stored my paint last night. Even though this paint is a little bit more soupy than I want it to be, it's still totally usable. So like, I can still do like nice little layers and blends and all that stuff. So I'm pretty happy about that. Because usually it has like maybe one day of use, like the day I'm using it, and then other times, if I don't store it right because of humidity issues, that it does turn into like unusable paint soup. So and honestly, if we wanted to do moonlight, could add like a little bit of ice blue to the highlights. Although, you know, moonlight is more white than blue. But I think ice blue would be a good highlight choice here. Oops. Oh yeah, see, that makes a huge difference. So I'm just gonna go back over it with our our light shadow, like with the darker shadow I put on, just to show that there's still a little bit of light bouncing around. And then we can get that nice little transition that we want. If I add a little shadow to the like raised up area, I think it'd look better. Oops. Yeah, if I have a little low energy today, I'm pooped. I am so tired. Okay. Yeah, now we can add a little bit of extra shadow to the stomach. And we can sort of like blackline it. To give us that nice separation. Oops. There we go. It's starting to look better. And then yeah, we can do a little extra blends again. So while we do want, oh no, that would be the wrong color. This one, and then some steel shadow. And we just want like a nice mid-tone. There we go. Something not too harsh, so we can actually like lead right into it. And we can just like stipple along the edge, so just like, you know, poke little random dots near the edge, make that nice little transition. So I think stippling is probably one of my favorite techniques. I don't know what it is about randomly poking the mini with tiny little dots, but I find it fun. Yeah, so like right here would be really good for that blend because we still have that roundness of the tummy. Stomach, whatever. There we go. Now we can lighten this up a little bit because it's still an upward facing area. There we go. Yeah, no, that's a little bit too much on the side here. We we're just gonna push the shadow in. But we don't need to go too crazy with all this. And I don't want to make it too dark, so let's go over this again. Okay, just wanted to check to see how dry it was. Okay, and then we're gonna stipple up this part again. The sides. Just to thin out our shadow lines, because they shouldn't be that prominent on the sides. There we go. There we go. Yeah, see, now we still got our shadows, but we still have the main focus of this part of the piece, which is his big round belly. And we're just gonna reinforce that middle part. So another thing I wanted to get to today was the little jewel he has. I mean, it's called an amulet, but you know that's definitely not it. So yeah, we'll get to that today. Give it a nice little whitish dot, like a pastel green dot. So I was thinking maybe using this for the reflection. I could probably like go with a actual white, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's start off with Black Forest. I gotta mix it. But yeah, no, I think he's come along pretty nicely. Other than like a few cleanup things, the fuzz and the face and all that, we could be pretty close to being finished with him today, if not completely finished. And then, you know, we will definitely hop over to Darius. Forgot his name for a second. Okay, there we go. I'm definitely happy that I have a paint mixer, because before, like, shaking it by hand is just awful. Like, because I never knew if I was shaking it enough, like when I was starting out. And then, like, it turned out that I wasn't, because I also didn't have, like, any agitators or anything in there. So I didn't have any help. My paint wasn't coming out as awesome as I was hoping. Like, people were saying how awesome their paint was, and then, you know, me being a new painter, I was just blown away of, like, how hit or miss my paint was. But yeah, now that I have this paint mixer, like, you know, I just hold it on here for, like, maybe 10-15 seconds. And then, you know, it's really, really, like, well mixed. Actually, yeah, I think we can do like a little pastel green and then an actual white dot in the middle of that dot. And then that should give us our cool, reflective nature. Okay. And this is gonna be a little difficult just how tiny it is, but you know, we're gonna do our best. Oh god, this is really hard to do with the camera in the way. And then all the spillover with the coal I will clean up after. Okay, not a bad start. It's really getting the details. There we go. Just give it a second to dry. Okay, needs a little bit of extra green. Oops. There we go. Now it's got full coverage over the gem. But yeah, now you can see like how his belly's turning out and what his pants actually look like and everything. Which I think isn't too bad. Because, I mean, the main focus is, you know, the evil face and everything. Plus you'll have some bits and bobs. When I say bits and bobs, I mean blood. Not really bits and bobs, but he'll have blood all over him. With like speckles. So it should detract from any potential goofiness that may appear. There we go. Okay, I think we're ready for our next part of the gem. And since most of the light will probably be on the lower part, and that's where we're going to see our most reflectivity, so probably like this direction, we'll do the dot like right over here. Okay. Alright. So to do this, we want to probably cover maybe not that much of it. So let me just mix this real quick. Might be a little hard to see like the actual difference on the color, but it's there. It is definitely there. So what we're going to try to do is like do like a little swirl from like here around. So this like curve right here, that'll be where the reflection is. There we go. I'll just let that dry for a little bit, and then actually what I could do is hit the other side. Like that. Oops. And then we'll like slightly blend it a little bit more with our midtone, and then hit it with the pastel green. And then I think we can grab like a really like a pure white and everything, or no, the pastel green down here, do the white dot, and I think we should have our like the reflectivity that we really want to get. Oops. Too much green. It's so hard to work with the camera like this. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, let's try the pastel green and then work our... put our little white dot. Oop, too much moisture. Oh no. Okay, we have recovered, but we'll wait. Actually, might need to correct it once it dries. Yeah, needs a little bit of correction. I think it's interesting that, even though I'm not like an affiliate on Twitch or anything, that Stream Elements has this like little sponsored stream thing, but they're all for like mobile games I'm not interested in, which sucks because like I would do a sponsor stream if it were something interesting for me, because like the last thing I'd want to do is like do a sponsor stream for something I just don't care about, or I don't think you guys would enjoy or like. You know, if I use it and I like it, you know, I'll do it. But if I don't, you know, I'm gonna throw something your way that I don't even like. Should probably use a different brush for this. I am just goofing it up. So now I need to recover all this stuff. And that's fine. Well, we kinda got it. Okay, just gonna wait a little bit longer, and then we'll hit it with that that pastel green again. Gonna make sure I wick off all of the moisture. Okay. Sort of there. Nope, not quite. I think I may have overdone the correction. Yeah. It's so hard to see. Oh, there we go. It's looking good. It is definitely looking a lot better. Believe it or not, this is my first time doing a gem like this. So actually, we could probably blend a little bit of that emerald green and the dark green that we have. Get like a nice little mid-tone for the upper one. So that way it doesn't look so out of place. Of course, we don't want to get rid of that nice dark black forest in the middle, because gems do typically have like a lot of shadow in them like that. Or have high contrast, I should say. Especially like I imagine in emerald. Might have been too dark. I think our dark green is good enough. Yeah, I think I goofed it. I think I went a little too dark. so we can keep our shadow tone on the back there, but this should be a little lighter. Okay, and I just need to correct the emerald green again, and I think we're good. Hopefully. This is really hard to see, so I'm just relying on the stream video to help me out here. Just go over that pastel green again. Okay, let's do the mostly emerald green with dark green. Sort of smooth out the in-between area. Yeah. How does that look? A little bit better. Yeah, if we could smooth out the curve. I think that'd look better. Yeah. Okay. So now we have our pastel green again. I think I maybe did a little too much. Yep. Okay. No problem. Yeah, we can fix that easy. How's that? Oh, that's looking good. And we'll add our little dot in the middle of that pastel green. I think we can just call it a day. Oops. Actually, let's add a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, and then we add our dot. Oh, gosh. Still need to add our dot. That wasn't it. Yeah, this paint's a little too moist, so let's try that again. Still not quite it. We're close, but... I think I just need to add that dark green around the edge. This is a pain in the butt to get the emerald green to stay where I want it to. Oh, there we go. I did it. Now it looks good. Just a little darker around the edge. Just a little bit. Oops. There we go. We got our emerald. Oh, it's looking really good. Nice. Cool, now we can zoom back out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I just kept goofing up. I'm not used to painting emeralds or gems, really. Yeah, no, I think that looks really good. Nice. I did it. Okay, now we just gotta go over that green. There we go. And it's like nothing ever happened. Perfect. Okay, because now I also want to do like a light transition with the shadows on the bow and everything. I mean, it's not really necessary, but I don't know. I like smooth transitions. Actually, we could probably should probably lower that shadow intensity. That's a little overkill. There we go. Smoothing out a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that's looking somewhat better. Probably do like another tiny glaze. Nope, that is way too much paint. Oh my goodness. I am just impatient today. Actually, let's just redo this whole thing. I think that'd be easier than doing all the transitions. So let's just go over it. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna need like need to get my synthetic brush, like a small synthetic brush, and my gold paint. So I will be right back. There we go. Okay, I am back with the gold. Gonna give that a good mix real quick. Okay. That's probably way too much paint again. Okay. Let me go get my tiny brush. Is this synthetic or do I not use it? I don't know, it's sable. This one should work. Yeah, I definitely like having like cheaper synthetic brushes on the side. You know, oh my god. Poor Ambrose. I didn't mean to make it fall over. I'm just glad he didn't land in paint. But yeah, I like having like cheaper paint brushes on the like synthetic. Let me try that again. I like having cheaper synthetic paint brushes on the side. Oh, shaky camera. Stop. Especially when like working with metallics. That way, if they do mess up or get messed up, oh no, it's on the. Okay, maybe not this one. Oh no, I mixed it with my normal paint. I am just goofing up today. Okay, I gotta find a different brush. That one is not it. How about this one? No. There's gonna be another one of these. There we go. There we go. There's the detail brush. So here's another synthetic one that I really like. Escoda Versatile. It's actually a little bit more expensive, but to be honest, like the quality is like spot on. I used them for a little bit on some other project, and they are probably the best synthetic brushes I've used. They're priced about the same too, so you know if you want to grab some of these, be prepared to empty your wallet. Cause I only grabbed like 3 of them, and I thought it was a bit expensive, but yeah, they handle so well. So I can't really complain about like the quality. Like they still do the bend and everything that you know synthetic brushes are known to do. But I mean, you're not painting with natural hair. I mean, kind of expected, right? I realize I'm getting some on the actual gem itself, but I will correct that. It's just a little hard to see. How bright the light is and like reflecting off the gold. But we'll get it. There we go. Okay, yeah, we finally got it. Okay, good. I guess we can just go over the edges, because that's basically all that got hit was the edges. Okay, there we go. Let's got the mix back. Let's repaint the gem. This is gonna be a back and forth, I know it. Okay. I think I got... No? I guess I didn't. Let me zoom in. Zoom and enhance. Okay, now gold looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Oop, wrong direction. There we go. There we go. Actually, let's zoom in a little bit more. Oop. Stop shaking. There we go. Okay. Oh, I need a drink. I am burning up. Anything else I need to clean up real quick? There's this fur. We can do that real quick. So that's just a simple steel shadow mix, or steel shadow by itself. Yeah, we will do a little, I guess, OSL with his eyes and a little glow. Although that might not be appropriate. I don't know how strongly his eyes are glowing, but that's okay. Okay. Oop. Now let's lighten up that edge of the bill just a little bit. Under. There we go. Wait. Although, probably the underside doesn't need to be as highlighted. Let's say like the top. Since that will be, or since that is under, like on the underside. So yeah, we can darken that just a little bit more. Just darken the edges a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. I guess the sides too. They are up and more prominent. They are not the edges. I think we could probably bring up just a little bit more of a highlight on the edges of the bill here. Corners real quick. Okay. And now, let's bring in a little bit more of this steel shadow. Blend it back in. No, I don't think that's entirely necessary. Like maybe for the bottom part, or the bottom bill lip. Okay. There we go. I guess we're just going back to how we had it. Well, that's okay. Just want to position looking a little better. And of course, we're gonna have to get the top here. Nope, I moved it. That's okay. Awful lines, but that's fine. Ooh, awful. Let's just color in this whole thing. And then we'll just fix it from there. I think this was just... Oh. Okay, and now I'm gonna stop barking. Had to switch to a new playlist because we were running out of time. Okay. So, pretty sure the bill is black, so it should be easy to correct all these issues. Realize I'm just like giving him racing stripes on his bill. We will fix it. What's up, Charlie? How you doing, my boy? Oh, and I will be getting my USB-C cable tomorrow. So then when we start streaming again, we'll have the dual camera set up. I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. So actually, we can probably just build off... Oop, there goes my dog running upstairs. That man knows he should not be running upstairs unless it's bedtime. Fortunately, my partner's upstairs, so he's probably just hanging out with her. There we go. Yep. Actually, let's just go over this. There we go. Oh, no, not there we go. It's just so reflective I couldn't see it. Well, we're making progress on fixing that, so... Oh, I should probably, do these little things real quick. Uh-oh. Looks like some of my paintbrush hairs are all messed up. What happened? Oh, is there dry paint? Yeah, I think I actually need to... Yeah, I need to, use like a little paintbrush cleaner tonight. I mean, I usually not usually, I always use, some brush soap, before I go to bed. So, like, I always, wash my brushes and condition them and everything, but there may have been some, like, dry paint, and some of the hairs are acting kind of funky. So you can try that tonight and see if that fixes the issue, because I noticed that there were some hairs that were just, like, going in crazy directions. Okay. Probably add like a little red tint to his bill and his teeth. But we'll do that after. After we correct all this. All this nonsense. Okay. Love you. Okay. Oh no, not bonjour. It's been blocked. I've never seen that alert in my life, Windows. Okay. Okay. Actually, let's just go over the bill back in black all over again. Like the whole thing. Let's just restart, because this is just turning into a mess. So I've been kind of thinking about the diorama. I'm just really trying to figure out how to fit all the stuff onto that little plinth that I have. I say little, it's probably like, what, 5, no. About 6 inches, like, in width. It's still pretty good size, but, yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna build a hill, uh-oh. He didn't want to put on his harness, so he doesn't get to go on the car ride, and he's sad. So if you're hearing you loofing, it's because my poor little boy is regretting his decisions. He was asked to go on the car ride, put on his harness like usual, and he said no. So, poor little man has to deal with the consequences of his actions. So unfortunately, he has to hang out with me at home. Okay, where's my drink? Oh no, no. Oh. Yeah, he usually calms down. He gets barky after they leave. Cause he's trying to get her attention, but you know, they want a little car ride, so. But yeah, just give him little pets and brought his bed a little closer, so hopefully he'll settle down sooner rather than later. Actually, yeah, we can just use Steel Shadow as our highlight color, just like we did on the bell, or the front of the bell. And this time we'll be more conservative with how we do the paint. Because that first attempt was not great. Not good at all. just gotta get these little nostrils. And I realize I'm giving him racing stripes again, but I think once we get our blend color in, it'll definitely look a lot better. Actually, we can probably use that deep rusto since it's like near black. And then like give it a nice little tint as well. Hey, how are you? Good job with the mini. I remember the other day you had a problem with the red paint on the inside of the cape, and now it's much better. Hey, yeah, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. And, yeah, it's turning out really well. I actually just did the, that little emerald today. I feel like I've been a little bit impatient today as well. I'm not sure why, but yeah, the cape turned out better when I remembered, how to actually use red paint, just because you could have like issues with coverage and stuff. But yeah, I decided to go with a nice like dark purple for the shadows. So now, as you can see, you know, we got shadows coming like near the bottom, which I feel like would make sense, especially because it's like a nighttime context, you know. Yeah, it's actually looking a lot better, and you know, I still have like some stuff I gotta cover up and everything, but you know, for now we're trying to get this build to look good, and I'm in mid-process of trying to figure out how to get that going. I figured I could probably use that dark purple again, since it's on since the bill is black. It'd be a nice little way to do shadows without just make everything black and white. Or maybe I could mix it with red to give it like a dark red with to like have like a little ominous glow or something. Yeah, I think a red would probably be better. But yeah, how are you? I hope your day's going well. Yeah, let's do red. Just gotta get my, was it grape red? No, I have a burnt red here somewhere. Yes, it looks better now. How long have you been painting? So I take very frequent long breaks. So technically I've been painting for a couple years now, like maybe 2. That's what breaks included, but altogether, if I were to like smash all the days Um, skipping breaks probably about 7, 8 months. Where's my red? No, there's my red. Oh, well, I don't write much. I usually put the streams in the background and look at them from time to time. English is not my language either, so but I like watching, but I like painting minis and I watch some streams. Oh, nice. What minis do you paint? Like, are you a Warhammer fan? I know that's like one of the most common minis that people like to paint. I have some Warhammer as well. How long have you been painting? But also, thank you for taking time to interact with me, because I know you say you usually don't write much, and English is not your language either. So I do appreciate you reaching out. It's kind of hard to see that. By the way, the image quality of your stream is very good compared to others, and I must say, thank you. Yeah, I invested in a camera before I started streaming. And yes, I like Warhammer even though I don't play it. I want to get back to painting figurines. I painted some a while back. I want to get back in the hobby. Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually don't play either. Like, I want to get into Infinity. I don't know if you're familiar with Infinity. But I actually was starting a Drukhari army, realized that big army games just aren't for me. So I switched over to Infinity because it's more of a skirmish size game, and that has that's like way more interesting to me. Also, the way that like the other player can react to your actions during your turn, I like. So, I'm trying to paint up my Infinity minis. Yeah, it's like futuristic style. Yeah. They also have a fantasy version called Warcrow, and I don't know if you've seen that, but I can show you the box of the Wood Elves that they just released, and it looks fantastic. Like, I love the way that they designed all the minis. So, do you do you play any of the like any tabletop games, or are you more like me, just more on the painting side? No, that red's coming off too purple. Let me get a different red. Let's do just dark red. I'm going to be using this dark red. I forgot that when I switch paints and stuff, I want to show what color and you know, everything. So if you are interested in grabbing any of these that like interest you, you know what brand, you know. Let's do dark red. Oh yeah, I think that dark red, like maybe if I mixed a little bit more black into it, I think that would be a really good color for the bill to like give it a little extra like contrast, you know? Or maybe not contrast, but make it a little bit more lively. Actually, let me just go over the whole thing and then I'll, right now, this is the dark blend. But yeah, are there any, if you're still here, are there any like YouTubers or Twitch streamers that you like watching? Because yeah, I could probably use more painting content to watch at least. Okay, let's. Sleepy Shark J, thanks for the follow and thank you for stopping by. Welcome to the stream. I played a few games with friends when I was a teenager and I liked it, Warhammer Fantasy. I never got around to having complete armies because it was and is an expensive hobby, and I left it there. And now that I'm older, I bought some, but only for painting. Yeah, no, I can definitely understand. The most I had when I was a kid was like, my parents bought me a the Battle for Macragge Warhammer 40k box set and the Lord of the Rings. We'll just go over this and fix it. And that was like the most I had. And now that I'm older as well, you know, It took a really long time for me to get back into all this because, you know, my first the first mini I painted was that, you know, that Space Marine that, you know, everyone posts where it's just like blobs of paint. That was me too at like in the 5th grade. So when I was like, I don't know, 10. But yeah. Now look at me. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying the painting side because when I was younger, you know, I didn't have the patience or anything. I also didn't have the money, but now that I do. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. I'm pretty tired today, actually. I'm so exhausted. I feel like I haven't slept. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. How about you? Yeah. Now, like I said, I like smaller size games and stuff. Oh, I think that bill is looking really good. Instead of just having it pure black, I think I think that dark red is doing it. Yeah, I think I feel the exhaustion. LOL. I kept yawning during stream. It was so bad. Oh yeah. Oh, did you just finish streaming? That looks so cool. Thank you. Yeah, this is a, by the way, this is a viewer directed project that I'm doing. I don't know if either of you were here before and or heard it. So I'm gonna zoom out real quick. This shaky camera. So basically, you guys can have all the input you want on both of these minis, and we're gonna make a small diorama of them being on like a cemetery hill, right? So he's in the middle of like a ritual. We're gonna add like a red glow. We're gonna have this vampire hunter. Yeah, I did. Huh? I saw your link from yesterday and clicked it to follow you. And lo and behold, you're live. Yay! Yes. But yeah, so you guys can have input on what color you guys want things to be, and we're building this whole project together. So I'll also show the diorama building process, so you can see me goof that up too. Are these Warhammer minis? No, these are 3D prints I found on Etsy for like $10 a piece. I do have Warhammer minis. I do have various other ones. I do have this frog. I have to paint my partner, who also has another friend. Oh, let's go. Yeah. So, you know, I have all kinds of cute little animals. I got, you know, more cute animals. I also have giant monsters that we're gonna do. I got my boyfriend and I are gonna start taking our friend to Warhammer paint nights at our local game store. Oh, nice. Yeah, spread the love for painting. And I also have this capybara chef. But yeah, I have so many minis that I need to paint, and I figured what's a better way than to stream it with you guys, and then unless I'm doing like a special project where I can't take any direction from anyone because I'm making it for someone or whatever, you guys can have all the input you want as long as you're not bossy and rude about it, you know? So yeah, the capybara chef is so cute. Yes, I bought it for my partner. Also, since my partner only peeps in every now and then, I have a super cool, like super special moth priestess thing. It sounds way cooler than what I'm saying, but you guys will see it. I'll tell her to not watch for the whole time we're doing this, and you guys can watch the whole process. But yeah, so yeah, you guys are in charge. So if there's something that you'd like to see that isn't painted yet, like these potions, or like the coat, or the cape, because we still gotta decide the color of the cape, because we gotta figure out who's like, you know, what are some like really good guy colors, or like we'll do shiny swords and all that stuff. So you guys can like tell me what you want things to be, and you know, we'll work it in there and do our best. being sneaky about things you're getting or doing partners with them. Yeah, it is. But yeah, here's the plinth that we're gonna put everything on. So I have foam, and I just bought a foam cutter because I don't like tearing up foam and just having a million pieces everywhere. So we're gonna put all this on this plinth, and we're gonna build a little hill for him to be on top of, and for him to be rolling back. And we're gonna make torches. I already have a bunch of headstones for the ritual that's going on in the cemetery. But yeah, you get to watch the whole process, and yeah. So this is just to spread love for the hobby and share it with you guys. And if anyone wants to buy anything I make ever, you know, it's like free advertising. But yeah, that's the whole spiel. Okay, let's zoom back in and get back to work. But yeah, if you're ever interested, if anyone's ever interested, I was thinking of doing like a little paint along. Like I was gonna make a Discord for the channel. I don't know about this weekend, but at some point that you guys can join. And if anyone wants to join and do like a paint along thing, like we all get a certain miniature that's cheap, nothing too expensive, like, and then we all just kind of like paint together and then like show our progress on what we're painting and stuff like that. I was thinking, we could do like community paint along things, and if anyone's interested in like getting into the hobby and they don't know what to do, I could put together some stuff and just like walk everyone through like how to paint, how to prime, how to sand everything, blah 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 blah, So yeah, I just wanna, my boyfriend made me a Minotaur mini for one of our D&D campaigns. I want to slowly get into painting minis, but I'm so messy I ended up covered in paint. Hey, you know what? I totally get it. Before I started wearing gloves, like I would have paint just all over my hands. When I was airbrushing downstairs, there'd be somehow paint on the floor, and I was just like, I don't even know how I did this, but but it happened. But yeah, we are definitely the gloves are so smart. Yes, and it's also really good for, testing out any kind of blends. So if you want like a more transparent paint for like blending, you can test that out on the glove, see how like thin it is. You can see like how watery or whatever. So let's like wipe it off a little bit more. Boop boop. Now you get that really thin layer where we can do a nice little blend between like colors. Boyfriend super glued his fingers together once, telling me he started wearing gloves after that. Hey, I've done that too. I actually one time super glued my fingers with the gloves. I had to get a new pair of gloves after that. I was like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. And then my partner just looks at me like, yeah, only you. I'm like, hey, I'm trying. I'm like, he ran into my office and was like, how do you get super glue off your skin? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that, man, the problem I have with gloves is they end up making my hands too sweaty. Oh, 100%. Yeah, like, I have to take off the gloves. Like, I have, like, black gloves, and those seem to make my hands sweat even more. I hate it. Yeah, I have that problem too. I feel so gross when I take them off. Yeah. Yeah, no, my hand, like, I take off the glove, I immediately wash my hands. I'm like, this is a nightmare. I hate it. Because, like, I have an issue where, like, if my hands feel too dirty or oily or whatever, I immediately have to wash my hands. It is a sensory thing. I can't handle it. And I think that's why my hands are always just so dry, and I have to keep using like lotion and everything because my hands keep like drying up and cracking. Ugh. It's awful. But I will say when I'm airbrushing and I put on the mask, that's another one where I just get like really sweaty. Like my whole face is just a sweaty mess. Okay. I feel like we need to make this maybe a little bit darker. You know, I'm not familiar with platypus anatomy or what it's supposed to look like, but I'm pretty sure we can make this darker, and then that way it'll match the bill a little bit more. But I don't know where I put my dark brown. Do you use a sealant on your models after you paint? Yes. I like to hit it with, like, especially if I know I'm gonna be touching it a bunch. I'll hit it with like 2 thin layers of like a gloss varnish, because glossy varnishes have like, it creates a small like protective layer. And then after that I hit it with a matte varnish to bring it back down to where it was. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of like matte paints, which is what I mostly use aside from these metallic paints on the boots and stuff. But yeah, I like using that just to protect all my stuff. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. At first I was like, why? People suggested using like gloss varnish at the end, and I was like, why? I don't like shiny everything. And they're like, oh, because it creates that little small layer. And I was like, oh, that's really smart. Yeah, so unfortunately I didn't do it on this competition piece that I have. Let me show you real quick. So this was a competition piece that I did. This is just matte varnish, right? But it still looks great. Like, I really like how it brought all the paint together. But yeah, so, you know, you just smack this with a little bit of varnish, makes everything look nice, and you're happy. But yeah, I still need to hit this with like 2 layers of gloss and that small layer of matte. Thank you. I actually did this in about a week. I was rushed because I found about the competition a little late, and then I had to wait for everything to get there. Let me tell you, I was exhausted by the end of that week because like work was also like super intense, and this is my first time pouring resin or doing like dirt and all this stuff, right? It looks like it's starting to fall apart. I also didn't varnish the rest of this. So yeah, you know, gotta protect all your stuff. But yeah, that mini sits on my desk because it's my first competition piece ever that I did last year, and I'm super proud of it. And like you said, it looks really good. So I didn't win at all, but I won in my heart because I did it, and I rushed, and I pushed myself to the best of my ability. Okay, where were we? Oh yes, the bill or the thingy. It looks so good. You should be proud. I am. Thank you. Glad you like it. Yeah, I actually got like a bunch of comments and a bunch of followers and stuff on Instagram because of it. I was really happy. I was like, hey, you know, I didn't win the competition, but I won the people's heart. Oops, I think I'm painting off. Yep, here we go. Let me bring it back up. So you wonderful people can see what I'm doing. I think this might be a little too dark. Yep. So we'll just bring it back up with a little bit more dark red. I think I found my dark red tone that I want to use for my shadows for the other parts of the red. Yeah, that looks really good. So we're gonna make this a little bit brighter than the bill. Yes, that's very good, and the work on the base suit. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't realize that you had to spend. I'll send you a picture of my Minotaur in Discord. Yes, please do. I definitely want to see it. Yeah, I didn't realize that you had to wait 24 hours for the resin to set. Uh, I found out after I did the pour because I had to do 2 layers, and I did the I did the first pour at midnight, and I was like, okay, great. You know, how long does it take to cure? And they're just like 24 hours, and I was just like, oh. So you're saying on a work day I have to wait till midnight the next day to do the second pour? Yeah, that was a bad idea. With the UV lamp, I gotta go make dinner and spend time with my boy, but I hope you have a lovely stream. It's so nice to see you again. Yeah, thank you. I hope you have a good dinner. I can't wait to see that Minotaur. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate you dropping by and following and everything. It really means a lot. You know, hopefully I see you again sometime soon. Have a good one. With the UV lamp. No, I actually didn't get a UV resin. I should have. I didn't realize that would have been, you know, my better bet. So I just bought a regular like pouring resin, and that was my that was my mistake. I now have a UV resin, so now I can do that. But yeah, when I initially did it, I did not have that on hand. That was, yeah, that was a bad decision on my part. But you know, I learned. But yeah, would you be interested in like a community paint along type thing? Where we all kind of paint the same thing, just like in our different styles and everything. Actually, let's get a brighter red so we can do little highlights on this. Where is my brighter red? There we go. Okay, so this is going to be our brighter red, Blood Moon Red from Ionic Smart Colors. Do you mean the Discord thing? Yes, that thing. I mean, feel free to say no if you're not comfortable. That's okay. I'm not here to pressure anyone. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Leave me a link. I'll come in when I can. Okay, yeah, I don't have the Discord up right now. I'll probably do it this weekend or something. But I can send you the link. Like, I can message you the link on Twitch if you want, or I can just add it in my description. So, you know, feel free to drop by whenever. Okay, nice. Yep. Okay, I think that's looking better. Yeah, it's like a nice little contrast we got going on. We could probably bump it up just a little bit more in the center, like where the light is most likely going to hit the top. I don't want it too much brighter for the highlight, but I think it'll be a nice bridge between the steel shadow and the dark red bill. Yeah, I think once that dries, that'll look a lot better. But yeah, that was my first time doing an emerald like that. What brand of paint do you usually like the most? I don't know if you're familiar with Chimera colors, but I mostly paint with that. Ever since the Ionic Smart Colors came out, I've been really liking these because, like, to me, they have it feels like they act sort of like Chimera colors, but are a bit more easier to work with. But yeah, but before that, I used to use a lot of Vallejo and Pro Acryl. Really like those. I think the Citadel paints are also not bad. I did also use two thin coats, which I actually didn't use for very long. I still have them, but I think the Ionic and the Chimera colors are my favorite, just because of how matte they are. But yeah, like, what brands do you like the most? There we go. Yes, I wanted to try the Chimera ones a while ago, especially how to learn how to get the colors yourself and learn color theory. But for the convenience, I'll stick with Vallejo Classic. Yeah, no, I actually that's kind of why I bought so many of these. Is that, like, while I do love Chimera, they have like all these just different variations of red that make my life so much easier, you know? So it's like I do love Chimera. I love the coverage. Um, but sometimes I just don't want to have to sit there and mix and mix and mix and mix because I was working on a project not too long ago, and I didn't have any available colors for it, so I just used my Chimera, and I had to continually mix, and then it would dry out or whatever, or I'd run out and I had to mix it again, and hopefully I get the right ratio because I forgot. So yeah, I definitely like them, but I think Ionic is my new favorite. But yeah, I've heard good things about AK as well. I do have some of their pastel colors because for some reason I can't find very good pastel colors anywhere else. So I have like maybe 10 like AK Interactive colors. I also have their anthracite, which is I really like that kind of gray. But yeah, no, like I've heard so many good things about like especially the third gen acrylics. Like I've heard really good things about these. Um, so I'd like to get more, but I already have enough paint for like 3 people. So, I'm trying to slow down on buying paint. Oops, sorry. That might have been loud. I accidentally booped the microphone. Yeah, that's a new brand. I think, yes. Yeah, Ionic came out, I want to say, maybe like 6 months ago. Maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, it's relatively new. But I do enjoy it. If you can afford it, or you want to like try it out or whatever, I would recommend it. They do have like an essential colors set, which is pretty nice, and yeah, they behave like they're just awesome. I really like them, so they have my glowing recommendation. Okay. I don't know if I'm happy with well, no, I think it looks okay. Oops. I got distracted by the bill. I got some paint on the wing. Yeah, I think that's starting to look okay. I think maybe actually doing like a little light glaze starting from the outside of the bill in, just like have a really thin dark red, and then do like a dark red black mixture in like the crevices. I think that'd look pretty good. Yeah, because I think the dark red right now maybe feels a little too strong. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, if you have any recommendations on what color these little shoulder things should be, I will take it. Because I think they also connect to these little metallic bits right here. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, these little things right here. Oops. Yeah, they do. Let me just get this dark red shadowy stuff while I'm here. Do you mean that there are many areas of intense red? I don't know if I understood you correctly. Oh, yeah, no, I guess it's just the reflection made the dark red look a little brighter than I thought it was. Okay, never mind. Yeah, yeah, it's just looking at the stream. Uh, the dark red just comes off a little too bright, but I think if maybe I do like a little glazing with like the darker red, it should bring it down to like a nice mix. But yeah. But you said English, wasn't your first language, or not your primary. Do you mind if I ask where you're from? You can totally say no, if you don't feel like sharing that information. I was just curious. Okay, yeah, it does have a little bit of a reddish glow, but it doesn't. Oh, nice. How do you like it there? Half Italian, half Spaniard. Oh, that's really cool. So I'm not too familiar, but um, I know some European countries they do like teach English, in some places. Like, um, do you guys did you learn English on the side, or was there like a school program or something? For me, I'm from the United States. I am a Filipino American, although um, I haven't really connected with my Filipino heritage in a long time, so it's a little sad. But I'm trying to. I'm trying to get there again. Because, yeah, my mom came from the Philippines. She met my dad when he was over there because he was in the military. Okay. Yeah, I think that bill is looking really good now. Okay, yeah, he's looking like a proper vampire. I could probably add a little red to like the teeth. Maybe the right here to like symbolize a little bit of blood. Yes, we study English at school, but it's something basic unless you do higher education or if you go to a school where all the subjects are in English, which there is something like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember hearing about English being taught in schools and stuff, but I wasn't sure um, if Spain had something like that. Because I think I only heard about it in like Norway and Sweden, because I know those are like very English friendly places. Although my EU information could be wrong. But I try to keep up with that kind of stuff, you know. I try to be as worldly as I can for someone in the US. But I did at least live in Germany at one point, so, you know, that was fun. Uh-oh. Dog's woofing. I think it might be out of focus. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's looking really good. I think you were right. Looking pretty solid. So I'm just gonna try to go over a little bit with like a slightly brighter highlight with that red. Not as intense as like this part right here, right above the bill, but you know, just enough to give us our little highlight. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I think I'm almost 100% happy with how it looks. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. Okay, I think we can move on from there. I think the last thing I want to do is do the texture for the fur on the head. Just because that one will be probably time consuming. I think about things and what colors are you thinking? So I was thinking that these parts right here could be black. And then I was thinking maybe a fleshy tone, like a bat, but the more I think about it, the more I'm wondering if like having this black and then like this red as well would probably be a good idea. Or we could do like this dark red for this bony part and then like have a brighter red. Uh-oh. Hold on, I gotta... Charlie, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, have like a brighter red for the this part. Any opinions on that? Because I am 100% unsure of what colors I wanna do for these. Because like I could do like a reddish skin tone for these, and then use like a darker red to draw like little veins or whatever. Just like how like bats have them in real life, you know? Just do like little, essentially like little lightning bolts of veins, just like maybe on the edges. Because I think I'd have to, the bone area, black. Yes, okay, so this is black, and the membrane a fleshy tone. Okay. Yeah, no, I think we're definitely on board with the same ideas here. Okay, let's do this. Man, get in there. Yeah, I think my black on my wet palette is starting to get a little too moist. It's starting to thin out quite a bit. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I asked, but how long have you been painting? Because I know you asked me, but I don't remember if I had asked you. I just get really caught up in the stream and painting. Sometimes I forget to ask the important questions. Oh, ask me. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so how long have you been painting? Because I know you did mention that when you were younger, well, we did talk about, like, that when you and I were, you know, younger, that we had, minis and stuff. Did you start painting, like, when you were young as well? Yeah, it's getting really thin. I think I need more black. This one is just getting too soupy. Okay, there we go. Should be better now. Oops. Sometimes I forget you can't see certain angles because of the camera. When I was a teenager, I painted my little armies that way. I didn't have the internet. The paints I had were Tamiya. I don't think they were even acrylic. Oh, wow. Later, when I was older, I did paint in better conditions, but not much. There have been a few times when I painted a few minis and then I stopped. It's not a fixed thing. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Makes sense. Yeah, like when I started, I was a kid, and then I didn't actually start painting again until like I was like about 27, 28. So there was like a huge gap for me, but even when I started, the same thing happened where I painted maybe like 1 or 2 minis and then I stopped for like a whole year or two. I recently bought my first Warhammer. Let's try that again. Recently bought my first Warhammer 40k minis, and I need to start looking at what paints to buy, etc., and to get back to the hobby. Yeah. Are you looking to do like an existing like color scheme, like one of the? Okay, I guess did you get like Space Marines or what are you into? Okay, there we go. You know, it's funny because I just remembered, aside from that blobby Space Marine that I had when I was a kid, I had some of the jungle fighters from the Imperial Guard, the Catachan jungle fighters. Oh gosh, I had no idea, like, because my initial impression was those push fit models, and I thought, oh cool, they're all like this because I had that starter set, you know. Uh, so imagine my surprise that when I opened up my box of Imperial Guard, that everything was on a sprue and you had the glue and you had to file and cut and all that stuff. I didn't have any of the hobby tools, and I didn't know what to do, and no one was around to help me. So I actually pushed them out of the sprue. I didn't cut them. I used my thumb and just like jammed them out. You can imagine how well that went. And then I didn't have any super glue, no plastic glue, so I used like a Elmer's glue stick. And it was just so messy and so awful that like I did find a few of them like when I was moving some stuff around. Yeah. It was so bad. Like arms and heads were just like in the wrong position. They couldn't even hold their las gun properly. I didn't know which pieces went to what. There were no instructions in the box. I was just baffled. And I was like, how does anyone do this? It was, if I find them, I'll take a picture and I'll show you. But yeah, no, it was so bad. And I think I held on to a few of them because I was just like, these are fond memories of me being a kid and not knowing that I had to have all these tools and everything. I would love to get the images of my first minis. Too bad I don't have them. Yeah, I unfortunately sold my Battle for McCrag box set because I needed money, and I kind of regret doing that because I really love those minis, even if like you know, my Space Marines were blobby and everything. I did keep one. It is like one Space Marine. He is in a box somewhere, and I hope to find him. Yeah, I think it's great seeing like people's first mini, especially when they were kids, because they are so special. like little me see, like if little me saw like this paint job, I would think that I'm like one of the best painters ever, right? Just like, oh my god, you can see all the details. And especially painting that gem, you know, little me would just be blown away. Like, yeah, yeah. I think this black was a good choice. It's looking pretty good so far. And then we'll do our little highlights and everything. I think I'll do the highlights after. And about 40k, yes, I'm more of a Space Marines fan. Although the product I bought also has Tyranids, which I suppose I'll end up painting to practice the other things. Yes. Yeah, I think it's really important to have, like, you know, those practice models that you don't care about all that much. Because I did buy the Indomitus. Black puts a lot of contrast, yes. I did buy the Indominus Crusade box. I think I maybe only assembled like a handful of them. I assembled at least the big Tyranids, because when I first started getting back into them again, even though, like I said, I haven't played since I was, you know, a little kid. With Tyranids, I absolutely love their giant creatures. They are incredible. But yeah, do you have a favorite Space Marine chapter, or do you like making your own? I realize I'm painting really slow, but I'm kind of just hanging out. Oh man, we only got about like 20 minutes left of the stream. Well, I like them, but as far as choosing a chapter, I couldn't tell you. I still need to know lore. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think when it comes to Space Marines, I like the Salamanders. Like, I get that the Imperium is a place that you don't want to be, and it's terrible, like, according to, like, our modern standards. Like, it's an awful place to live, right? It's like fascist government to the extreme. But besides that, if I had to choose one that I liked, uh-oh, no, hold on one second. My dog is probably barking at a deer. Charlie. Shh. All right. Oh, let me mute my mic real quick. Okay, I'm back. He just needed to get petted. I think he's okay now. He's done barking at the deer or whatever. I like the Adeptus Custodes, even I don't know if they're a chapter. Black Templars too. So the Custodes, they're their own separate thing. They are not Space Marines. They are their own special thing, a special faction, I guess. They're like the Space Marines to the Space Marines. You know, they are above and beyond. But Black Templars too. Yeah, I like them too. They're pretty neat. I like the whole like sword culture they got going on, even if like sometimes it doesn't make sense to bring a sword. But yeah, I like the style that they have. But yeah, I'm more of a salamanders and like blood angels kind of guy. Just for like lore reasons. Like green is not really my thing, like especially their bright green. Yeah, or like brighter green, I should say. It's not like overly bright, but you know, I like darker tones and everything. But yeah, blood angels and salamanders. And I know I also like the lamenters. Like those guys are absolutely cursed in the worst way possible. So they have all the bad luck. But I really like them too. And that's like a yellow chapter, which is not my thing, but you know, for them, I accept it. Blood angels are nice too. I love that characters with golden angels, like golden angels. Yes, actually, I do have a few blood angels that I could paint on stream. If you're interested in seeing that sometime. Because I kind of want to do like, I do want to change up what I paint. So, you know, we won't always be painting like random 3D minis I found on Etsy or anything like that. I do have so many minis. My backlog, you know, there's so much. You know, became an adult, finally got back into the hobby, and now the backlog is way too big, and I guess I got to find a way to keep myself accountable for painting all of these things. Oh, it's okay, Char. Mama's back home. There you go. There you go, buddy. Oh yeah, I do have I do have like the old Sanguinary Guard. I don't know if you're familiar with those. But I do have those Blood Angels as well that I really wanted to paint. Because I like the older Sanguinary Guard versus the new one. The new one feels too plain for me. And I think maybe at one point I'll buy a box of those Emperor's Children that like just came out, because I really like the new design for those Chaos Space Marines. I think they look really, really good. Yeah, those guys are full gold. Yeah, absolutely. If you want gold, they got it. I do have Adeptus Custodes as well, and I was painting them in the Shadowkeeper color scheme, so like a black and goldish silvery kind of color. Like the main bit of armor is black, but you know, the trim and everything is like goldish with like a little bit of silver and everything. And I think that'd be fun as well. Because now that I'm better at painting than I was when I first started again, I'd like to tackle that. I think that'd be really fun. Oops. No, that's not it. Okay, just a few more spots where it looks like... yeah, that Adeptus is pretty cool. Yeah, I think there was another one that I wanted to do. It's the emissary one. I forget what they're called, but I think that armor was really cool as well. Okay, I think that should cover up all... Yeah, there we go. So then, for our fleshy tone, I guess we could go with like a sunny skin tone? Or what are we thinking? Like a darker fleshy color? Because it's funny because that Adeptus Custodes are like Storecast Eternals from Fantasy. Yes! They do. It's oh man. They do. And that's funny because I remember when Age of Sigmar came out, so many people were mad. They're like, "Oh, I don't like these Sigmarines." And I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I saw them and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I get it." I see where the crossover is. And I think it's funny because people were like putting out theories like, see, this is how you know that Warhammer Fantasy and 40k are connected. Look, they're the same. How do we know that Sigmar isn't just the Emperor? There's just like so many like fan theories. I just thought they were so funny. And then like people were coming out like, no, it's not the Emperor. And they're like, no, it's the Emperor. Come on, guys. I guess we can do a little bit of dark highlights and stuff. Or shadows, I should say, not highlights. Bring it down just a little bit. Yeah, there's some there. Yeah. Like, it was interesting because when I was new to the lore, I thought fantasy and 40k were connected. So I was like, the demons crossover, so, why not? Like, you got the 4 chaos gods, they're the same in both. I will say though, I do like the Skaven in fantasy. I think they are such a fun race. Like, they're clearly awful. Like, they're terrible beings who do evil just to do evil, but like, I really like how intense and yet goofy they are. Like, some of their creations, you're like, that's horrifying, but then like their interactions feel very I guess comical at times, It's like a comical horror where it's like, if that happened in real life, it would be terrifying, but since we can look at things from like a different perspective, and it's not real, that at the same time it's like, oh, that's pretty goofy. Like especially if you've read the Gotrek and Felix books with Thanquol trying to like plot and everything, and like things just don't, end up how he wanted them to be. I don't want to say more just in case you haven't read any of the books. I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, it's like, I think there's such an interesting race from a perspective of like, what would it be like if there were like trillions of them? They could easily take over the world, but they don't, because they're all busy plotting and trying to backstab each other and everything. Ooh, getting kind of nervous trying to get the little raised areas on the inside of the hood here. Yes, I don't know much lore. As a teenager, one of the races I had was Skavens, and I only chose them for the aesthetics. That's fair. I really like how their stuff looks. I will say the one thing stopping me, and I also had dwarves. Yeah, dwarves are pretty neat as well, which is funny because I'm not typically a dwarf fan. Like, I don't know what it is about dwarves. I just don't really like them. But Warhammer dwarves, I do like. But yeah, one of the things that stopped me from collecting Skaven is just the amount of rats you need. That is way too many rats for me. I think once I paint the 10th rat, I would have gone insane by then. I admire anyone who can paint like 200 rats for their army. But it is not for me. How did you like the dwarves, though? Because I never played fantasy when that was still around. Too many small units. Yeah, 100%. I couldn't do it. That's why for like Warhammer, I chose Custodes. Just because of I prefer a smaller army rather than lugging around like 200 rats. But I think I'm gonna do like a small little transitional glaze with this dark red because I realize how good it is. I think that'll be a nice transition into our shadows on the cape as well. So it's not just like, yeah, it's starting to look a little bit better. I think he's looking pretty good. I think next week, because I actually might do a surprise weekend stream, maybe. Possibly. I don't know yet. But yeah. Oh no, I gotta color the outside of this red too. It shouldn't be black. Like these little. I don't know if you can see that. These little fin things on the outside. I think those should probably possibly be red too. Kind of hard to see. But yeah. So the next stream, I want to do like little highlights on the black here, and then get this fleshy wing bit. Going to sleep now. It's late here in Spain. See you another day. Let's see how the wings are going. Thanks. Actually, I'm actually about to end the stream. So, thank you for hanging out. Have a good evening, and yeah, I can't wait to talk to you again. Have a good one. Okay, actually, let's just wrap this up right now. Only got a few minutes. Alright. I will see you guys another time. Bye.